We do start with breaking news here on The Plus this morning. A man recovering after being robbed and shot by a couple of teenagers, one of them wearing a scary Halloween mask. News Channel 5's Cuthbert Langley joins us live from the CJC. As if being robbed is not bad enough, there's this Halloween mask that had to be frightening as well.
Absolutely, Steve. It was the middle of the night when all of a sudden two guys dressed in all black, one wearing that Jason mask made popular by those Friday the 13th movies. The victim was robbed and then was rushed to the hospital by a friend because it turns out he was shot during that robbery as well. Here are the details we know so far. Again, this happened around midnight. This is when the victim pulled up to Skyline Hospital. He began talking with police there, saying that he was just walking down Old Hickory Boulevard when the two teenagers came up, pointed a gun at him, stole his wallet, and then shot him before leaving in a light brown Honda. So again, really not a great description at this point about who police are looking for right now, because one of them was wearing the Jason mask that I was talking about. Even though Halloween was on Saturday, apparently they were still in the holiday spirit whenever this happened. So police right now are still trying to figure out exactly who they are looking for. The other teenager was not wearing a mask, but again, it was dark and they were wearing all black. So that's why it is difficult for police to get a good description about who they are looking for at this point. The best news of the morning, though, is that the victim will be okay. Again, he was shot once in the hand, and police tell me he will be making a full recovery. But if you at home know something about this that could help get this pair of robbers off the streets this morning, give Crime Stoppers a call at 615-74-CRIME. We're live at the Metro Jail this morning. Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5.
Cuthbert, thank you. And new this morning, a traffic stop uncovered a marijuana grow operation. Mount Juliet police pulled over Thomas Gray for not having a license plate. That's when officers spotted pot in the back seat. When they searched the 38-year-old's home, they found 12 marijuana plants, fertilizer, grow lights, and other paraphernalia. Gray was arrested and is now facing multiple charges.
Some developing news this morning to tell you about. An investigation now underway after a body was discovered in the Cumberland River over the weekend. A kayaker made that gruesome discovery yesterday morning near the Two Rivers golf course. We're still waiting to get more details, including the identity of the victim. We're told a medical examiner is now trying to find out who the person is and how they died. A car went crashing after the driver says that he was forced to dodge bullets on a pretty busy roadway. This happened outside of the Kroger on Old Hickory Boulevard early yesterday morning. The driver telling police that he was leaving his apartment when he notices a white Grand Prix following him. And that's when someone in that car started shooting for whatever reason, causing the driver to lose control and slam into a power pole, as you see right there. Fortunately, the driver and his passenger were not seriously hurt. If you saw anything, call Crime Stoppers at 615-74-CRIME.
And the TBI is investigating the death of an inmate this morning. Last week, Jonathan Downing was found unresponsive inside his cell in Stewart County. Officials say they tried to revive him, but he died at a hospital. A TBI spokesperson told us they're still waiting on autopsy results, but right now they don't suspect foul play. Brand new this morning, several bail bondsmen are finding themselves in trouble with the law. A Rutherford County grand jury handed down indictments for several owners of bail bonds companies yesterday. Charles Redmond, Venus Redmond, Elsie Robinson, and Timothy Howland are now all facing a number of charges. Many are for fabricating evidence or perjury. Officials tell us the indictments came after the suspects schemed to write bail bonds higher than what their companies were allowed. No word yet on when the four suspects will go before a judge.
Many across the country are mourning the loss of U.S. Senator and Middle Tennessee native Fred Thompson this morning. The once presidential candidate and famous actor lost his battle with cancer yesterday. Let's take a look back at his long life now. Here is Ben Hall on Thompson's career.
Politicians will say just about anything.
His folksy demeanor and commanding presence served him well in the movies and in politics. Fred Thompson's career seemed like something out of Hollywood.
On January 21st, 1969...
He first came onto the national stage during the Watergate hearings in 1973. As Republican counsel for the Watergate Committee, he asked this now famous question to a White House aide for President Nixon.
Mr. Butterfield, are you aware of the installation of any listening devices in the Oval Office of the President?
I was aware of listening devices.
Those tapes played a pivotal role in Nixon's resignation.
And there's the president waving goodbye.
After Watergate, Thompson came back to Tennessee as a lawyer.
My name is Marie Rajanti.
He took on another corruption case involving Marie Rashanti an employee of the Pardon and Parole Board, fired by then-Governor Ray Blanton.
Somebody has to stand up to them, Fred.
Fred Thompson later played himself in the movie Marie, about the ouster of Governor Blanton. He then took on numerous movie roles.
And a lot of people tell you if you look at all of Fred's roles in the movies, he always played himself. And I think that's kind of how he played himself in politics, too.
Political analyst Pat Nolan remembers when Thompson decided to run for the U.S. Senate in Tennessee in 1994.
Where he and Bill Frist led the Republican Revolution, they both defeated Democrats to take those seats away from the Democrats. And the Republicans have held those 2 Senate seats in Tennessee ever since, so that's over 20 years now.
I'm excited. On the road again.
Thompson ran against Congressman Jim Cooper, traveling the state in a red pickup truck, promising to change Washington. He left the Senate in 2002 and went back into TV and movie roles. His family said they were by his side when he died after recurrence of lymphoma.
I was almost shocked, I guess. I had not realized that he had had health problems.
That was Ben Hall reporting. Thompson was 73 years of age. His family has asked for prayers of comfort and peace during this time. Big sports news this morning. Fans of the Kansas City Royals are celebrating. The Royals defeating the New York Mets 7-2 to clinch the World Series championship at Citi Field. It's the team's first championship since 1985.